So this is our rookie class. This is what we do for first-time drivers and builders. We make sure that anybody who wants to try this out and get interested in this sport has an opportunity to go up against others who are of a similar skill level to them and aren't thrown in amongst the wolves right off the bat. So we're going to have Chop, which is a modified Viper kit. It's got a vertical spinning disc bar thing. Be driven by one of our younger competitors here today. And it's going to be going up against Treadnought, which is an experimental robot from one of our more veteran drivers. It has tank treads and some kind of armor to cover them because they're made of plastic and rubber, and then a very big flail on top. And we'll see what it can do. So far, he did get it spun up. It actually did work. Unfortunately, it kind of got tangled up halfway through, so I think he's hoping to get one really good hit in on the spinning weapon of Chop here. I imagine there must be a fair bit of weight in there, especially when it's spinning. But so far, just having some fun with this robot, trying out a new design, seeing what he can do with it. Half the fun, honestly, with some of these, especially in the rookie class, is trying to do something that others wouldn't normally do. I mean, you'll see a lot of wedges and lifters and definitely a lot of horizontal and vertical spinners, but things like flails, not so common, hammers, not so common. And so rookie class, a good opportunity to try out some of those new ideas. So Nadia is going to be driving Chop over here in the red corner. Matthew's got Treadnought over in the blue corner. That crazy flail on top. All right, the drivers are ready. We'll just need to get our last judges together. You ready? He's going to judge from the table. Okay. We will start it off in 3, 2, 1, fight. Oh my goodness. So Treadnought getting up to speed there, as is Chop. Chop a much quieter little spinner on the front there, but very capable if it can just get a good hit in there. Treadnought spinning up that flail. That thing is ridiculous. I mean, it is a flail. It is working. It's a little bit too high, though. It's actually going over the top of Chop, although it is kind of like wobbling around. So at the right moment, it might fall in line. Now it is tangled up inside of the robot. That's going to make it a little bit difficult to do anything. So pause the match. Pause the match. We have decided that they are entangled with each other, so we will separate them. That is not the way you're allowed to win. Otherwise, you just like add a net on the front and call it a day. And who would ever think to do that? Especially at the professional level. Oh wow, that really wrapped around the weapon in there. Don trying to be very careful about this because these are still active robots. They could start up at any time. So try to make sure he doesn't have fingers in the way. But at the same time, I mean, that's really wrapped up in there. It's like that time you drove your remote control car over your sister's head and all her hair got tangled in it. We all had one of those days, right? Yeah, I don't know about you. My mom wasn't too impressed. All right, the drivers are back in. We'll count them back in. Oh, he already got it. Okay, we'll start it off again. In 3, 2, 1, fight some more! Treadnought's wire a little bent up after that one, but nothing you can't straighten out. Takes a little bit of centrifugal force and away it goes. That little tank actually quite good at spinning. Maybe not so good at driving straight, but it can rotate very quickly. Although that might be just going with the motor. Because that big weapon on top is going to have quite a bit of momentum in it. Just under 2 minutes to go. Nadia got that good fast spinning weapon on Chop there, trying to get underneath Treadnought, but having a little bit of trouble using the wedge to get underneath it. It is a difficult thing to do. Treadnought looks like it has gotten its own weapon wrapped around itself. That is what happened in the previous fight as well. So unfortunately for him, it's not going to be doing much. In the meantime, Nadia getting a good push on Treadnought there, pushing him into the red hazard. Minute and a half remaining in the fight. Treadnought, I think, hoping to do a bit of a pushing match as well. Seems like he should be able to with the tank treads and that big wedge on the front, but having a little bit of trouble doing it as Nadia nearly ends up driving out the blue side. That is a hazard. Has to be watched out for in these pushing matches. If you slip off, you can suddenly find yourself being the one flying towards the push out on the side there. Ooh, hard bounce off of that red hazard there as Nadia gets kind of pinned a little bit between Treadnought and the hazard. Now getting a good push sideways on Treadnought, who despite those big tank treads, is still quite pushable. And looks like part of the armor is not staying on so well either, starting to expose those treads. But surprisingly, Nadia's wedge is not able to get underneath Treadnought. I'm actually really amazed by that because there's such an open gap on all sides of Treadnought. But oh, look at that! It came untangled. All right, Treadnought's back up and running for a moment. Got that big spinner on the top again. He's really hoping to be able to knock hard into the weapon on Chop, not get it tangled, but actually like bang on it hard. Oh, now it is completely ripped off and jammed inside the weapon of Nadia there. 10 seconds left as Nadia is trying to push Treadnought out the side. Oh, not quite able to. 5 seconds left, very close. 3, 2, 1, and time is up. All right, the match is over. Good job both to Nadia and to, and to Matthew. Looks like Treadnought's flail, unfortunately not a very dangerous thing other than just getting jammed in various pieces, which is why we tend not to use them. But surprisingly, the wedge on the front of Chop here, not really able to get underneath the Treadnought. So this will go to a judge's decision. Once again, damage, aggression, and control. Unfortunately for Treadnought, it definitely did suffer some damage there. All right, the decision is unanimous. The win goes to Chop. Congratulations, Nadia. Well driven.